It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1900, recorded Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. Honey, I Shrunk the TV. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, we have a guest gadget, plus we have another leftover gadget. We get to find out what the heck was it, and we get a new game of what the heck is it, plus your videos, all next on the Giz Wiz.
It's the same old show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
And here he is, the commander of the gadgets, Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. And you? Did you
Good,
say
good.
commando because of space travel?
I did. I absolutely did.
I
yeah.
felt so bad. I usually wake up at 6 a.m. to run out and get the times at my front door. And I thought, it was scheduled like for 6:30 or 5:30?
Yes, it was very early.
Yeah.
Was it
So
6:30 or was it 8:30? Maybe.
I think it was
can't remember.
originally 6:30, and then I
Right.
think it got pushed off at 2. Anyway,
Right.
you were there.
I was there, sort of. So I was very excited last episode because I was going to go see the SLS launch in Florida. First off, I last minute got a rental car. So glad that I did that because I woke up at 3:30 and we left. We had a big group of 4 of us. And so we went down there. We bought tickets to the event and we got close by pretty quickly. From about 4 o'clock a.m. onwards, we were in the heaviest traffic I have ever been in. We were in traffic for hours and hours. At one point, I pulled out my phone because it has a time-lapse feature, and I decided I'll take a time-lapse of the road. And I'm glad I did it when I did, because in this time-lapse, you can see the sun coming up. It gives you kind of an indication of how long it took
My gosh.
to get through all of this traffic. This is, the light up ahead. You can kind of see this is where we're trying to get to. We were still not quite at the actual space center yet. Because we had the tickets, we were hoping that we'd have to get into the island and things like that. And I think we were competing with all the people who didn't have tickets and they were just trying to find a spot to park and watch. So I forget if we got there 2 hours ahead of time or 3 hours ahead of. I'm forgetting the timeline now, but we got there very early. Wasn't early enough. We were in the car listening to the broadcast, and we heard when they delayed it 40 minutes. They stopped the timer. I guess they stopped the countdown at 40 minutes.
Yes.
And we were very happy about that, actually, because we weren't there yet. We were still in our car trying to get up to the viewing platform. And so then, of course, we heard the announcement that they scrubbed the launch, so there was going to be no launch that day. Originally, there were rumors that the launch would be pushed to Friday, which actually, depending on what time they had chosen to do the launch, if they had done one in the morning again, I may have been able to do that. But my flights were midday Friday. And then they said they were going to do it at noon on Friday. Then I heard Saturday. And now it's been scrubbed a few times. It seems like it still hasn't launched yet. So obviously I was unable to see the launch. Also, the traffic was just so bad that part of our ticket, we got access to the Space Center and we got access to some other stuff. We didn't even show up at the door. We just heard that it was scrubbed and turned around and left because the traffic was so bad. So unfortunately, literally nothing happened with the launch. I hope that we're getting our money back. And
that would be good. Was it a lot of money?
It was a lot of money per ticket. Okay. And then also per ticket times 4. It was definitely a lot of money. We didn't get the most expensive. The most expensive package, I think you can see the rocket on the pad. That I think was $500 a person.
Oh my
We did not get that, but we did get pretty close. It was a ton of traffic, and I still am conflicted about all that traffic for nothing. I can't decide if I'm happy that it didn't go off, because it would have been devastating to be stuck in that traffic for so long.
Oh yeah, you'd have to jump out and jump up.
Exactly.
On the roof of your car.
I was in a. It was funny. The rental car place had a Jeep, like a soft top Jeep, and so the plan had been to pop off that top.
Oh, okay, right.
Stand up and watch the thing go off.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And also, word of warning, I guess. We got there. I really wish I remembered exactly the timeline. We got there so early. It was either 2 to 3 hours early, and it was not early enough. So if you go through the process of buying tickets, they had mentioned that they open the gates, like they open the doors at a certain time. That's when we should have aimed to arrive 30 minutes before that. Like we should have planned to be, I already thought it was insanely. I remember we hit the traffic and thinking to myself, we have hours to get up to the front gate. We're going to be fine. If this is the worst traffic in the world, we're going to be fine. We were not fine. And eventually it was scrubbed. So,
wow.
So yeah.
No.
And you can't.
I know someone who bought.
Eric Deck was saying you can see the pads for free. You can do that as well. We wanted to be as close as possible. So the Kennedy Space Center, or they have a visitor center complex. They have a special name for it. They offer tickets to get closer than normally you can on the beach. Is what we're going for. So, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay. No, I have a friend who bought the $50 ticket, and the $50 ticket gives you a close-up view of the people who bought the $500 tickets.
They take you past them. It's kind of like going past first class.
Yes, exactly.
On your way to economy.
That's exactly right.
You get to see those folks.
Exactly right. When it didn't go the second time, I thought, oh my gosh, you were lucky you didn't, because I was hearing about people changing their flights and paying outrageous fees because everybody was changing their flight, wanting to come home the next day.
I was very, very tempted to do that. I didn't at the last moment, but I was part of that group that was like, it was all up in the air, something I really wanted to do. Yeah, I was definitely considering it. So in retrospect, I'm glad that didn't happen. Other than that, we had a great time. The other two friends were from across the pond. They hadn't been to Disney, and so I had a great time showing them around. I'm a Disney nut, so I love that. If you don't know from my personality, I really love to show things off to people and tell people about how stuff works.
No,
it's like a real life tutorial. Is I love doing that with Disney, and being like, you should see this, do this, experience this way. Love doing that. So I had a great time.
Excellent.
Hey, what have you been up to this last week?
Not too much. Just had a guest for Labor Day in the backyard, and pretty much nothing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad you had something to fill our host chat.
You had a lazy Labor Day, which is
I did have
great.
a lazy Labor Day.
That's wonderful.
So we can jump into gadgets. We've ever done this before, and Lindy Dunn. If you've been to a meetup, you know Lindy. Actually, Lindy is Giz Lindy in the chat room today. She was saying, "Oh, I have a niece and nephew. I think one is 4.5 and one is like 6.5. I have to entertain him this weekend." And I said, "Lindy, a company sent me this magical pad." I said, "I'm not quite sure what it is. If you'll take it, you can keep it. If you'll make a video, like 3 minutes or so." And she did. And this is what the gadget is and how it works.
Everybody, Giz Wizzers, hi. Dick and Dennis, I want to introduce you, and hi Chad, and hi Charlie. I want to introduce you to Melissa. And how old are you, Melissa?
4.5.
You're 4.5, and this is Orion. And how old are you, Orion?
8.5.
Okay, and they're going to
Gotta get
show
that
you how
half
to
in.
work this water doodle. This is called a water doodle, and you fill up these doodlers with water, and then we see what happens. The color is on the mat, and it's all the water is supposed to change every color. So let's go, let's try it out, see what you think. Get ready, get set, start.
They have to think of their inspiration.
These are just
yes.
Picasso.
The
So far,
are just filled with water, but look at that. They're making all different colors.
So far, she wants to paint lines on highways.
You got to start with the horizon. Is the horizon
and
line.
You can doodle any way you want to. Oh, Melissa, that's interesting. Sometimes it doesn't go across. What are these things? Are these letters?
Yeah.
So you can trace letters. There's all.
Okay. Letters. I guess lightly printed on the
You
mat.
also have these little stencils that come with it that have things like stars, or this is a car and a train. And I guess you just follow the line for that.
It's great that it's just water. There's
It is.
no chance of mess.
Yeah, there, you made a cloud.
Ryan.
Okay. So what do you think, kids?
Good.
Is this a fun thing?
Yes. What? I'm retracing the line.
Okay. Cool. And does it make all different colors, whichever way you draw? Like I noticed with this, you have some green here and some blue. So wherever you draw, it makes a different color. Cool. Doodling. And there's other shapes here that you can trace. And there's one more thing that I totally forgot about. I'll be right back.
Is that a cat? I think I see a cat there.
Yeah.
A stamp pad thing that you fill with water. Sorry, I forgot about that. You grab it. You put, this is interesting. Melissa, you try one of these. Just put it in here like a stamp pad and see what it does. So that's also part of this water doodle. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that.
Is that a dinosaur? I think.
So that is.
I see a dinosaur.
Water doodle, and obviously, as you can see, it definitely.
Actually, this is
piques kids'
kind of
interest.
clever. I think.
Yeah. It's very clever.
Yeah,
That's really
and
cool.
Lindy said, she checked under the mat just to make sure.
Right.
And the mat has a lining, a waterproof lining, so it won't go through and ruin anything. And the fact that you're only working with water, the kids can't get ink on themselves. And I thought it was reasonably priced. It was, I put the link to Amazon. I think it's $14. It was at 16. So.
Here, one second. Did I lose it? Here it is. Found it. Yeah, it was $14. Here it is.
Yeah.
It looks like a different design, but still, that's the same concept.
Yeah, the Scooter X said there are a lot of different companies making these online.
Right.
So
Yeah, this is really cool.
It's a fun thing.
So how I assume this works is I've seen a different gadget similar to this. I think they're called Buddha boards. Yeah, Buddha boards. Here it is. And I've seen this in places where you would like practice like Japanese style calligraphy. And so on these boards, you use a brush with water and you brush your symbol and then it'll dry off later. So here she is brushing that on there. Now this isn't as exciting, it's just black.
Oh,
and
okay.
so this is kind of the same thing as you just take water. Once the pad gets wet, it'll show the color underneath, which is, in this case, like a rainbow collage. And then it'll dry later with no issue. Go back to blank.
Exactly. It said,
so cool.
Depending on the temperature in the room, anywhere from up to 10 minutes, it'll go blank again. And so if you draw something you really love, get your camera out really fast.
Take a photo of it.
Take a photo of it.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're never gonna stain the house with markers or crayons or anything because it's just water.
Yeah,
but you got a great option for you there. It's pretty cool. I like that.
Excellent.
Thanks, Lindy, for
Lindy. Thank you,
and your family. That's
yes,
great.
Exactly. No fuss, no muss.
Exactly.
Okay, another look at a wireless mic, and here it is.
I had good luck with the Lockbird dual mics. There's a report about them also on Amazon. But a few people said, what if I only need a single mic? Well, Lockbird does that too, okay? So this is the charging case, and this is what goes into the phone. So there's an iOS version. This is the Android version, USB-C, and this is the microphone, okay? So I'm going to wear the mic, and then we're going to switch to this mic. Right now you're hearing the mic that's in the camera, but I want to walk away, and that's not going to work. But with the Lockbird mic, it should work, and we'll find out in a minute. All right, I should be on the Lockbird mic now, so as I back away, you should hear me just fine. So I'm going to walk away, and we'll point out some things. This is a great time for dog walkers. It's about
the phone mic had
3:30 in the afternoon. We're in Riverside Park. Over there, that is the Hudson River, okay?
This lady's going, I know that's the Hudson River.
Underneath, you can't see it, but underneath, Amtrak runs through here. So this is actually a very good test as to how you can walk and talk even if the mic is a couple hundred feet away. I'm going to do a second little test with the Lockbird mic because it's very breezy in the yard. You can see the leaves blowing. And so this time I'm going to try it with a little windscreen. Okay, that comes with it. And you put the windscreen on. Now, I'm just wearing a t-shirt, so we're going to see how this works with my just clipping it to that. And I'll walk away. And also, I switch from diesel to steam. I have to look in the book. Railroad. I can't remember.
Was that for breakfast?
Actually, it has a smoking mechanism, in which case I can put pellets in it or smoke juice. Anyway, so you can see the breeze.
Charlie, I didn't see Charlie until the video was done.
I don't know why they call it the dead cat. Okay, windscreen. Well, we'll just call it the windscreen does better. Okay, back to the studio, or back someplace else other than me. I'm back in the studio. The sound was really great, and you can walk really far from the camera and still get good audio. Every once in a while, there was a little breeze that you heard on the mic. If that happens, or you think it might happen, this is also in with the Lockbird mic.
a little windscreen that clips right over the microphone. And you also get a USB-C charging cable. I think it's a really easy way to get video and sound, even if the camera and mic have to be far apart.
That is perfect.
Pac NW is saying, Charlie is thinking, where's the dead cat?
Dead cat. Yeah, I came all the way over here for the dead cat. And now I feel bamboozled. That's great.
I actually, they saw my Amazon video, and I said, well, you know what? What if one person has one mic? I said, you know what? Do you want to send me the one mic one for me to try? And so they did send me the mic version. So it's $89, 10% off. It's
only
roughly
3 left in stock. You got to get them now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what I like about this is there's no app, there's no Bluetooth, there's no switches. Basically, you plug it into the phone, it'll be blinking green. As soon as you take the mic out of the case, both the mic goes solid green and the light on the USB-C device goes solid green. And that means that they're connected. And if they get disconnected after 5 minutes, they just shut off, or you put them back in the case, and then the case will recharge them. And I saw the thing here. The case can recharge the mics up to 5 times. And the mics will run up to 7 hours with each charge. So you have a lot of mic life.
That's great.
With that.
That's really great. Cool. The Larkbird wireless lav for just single. And you had the double earlier because a lot of times at trade shows.
You need to interview
two people. Yeah.
And the thing about that to remember is if you are around a lot of electronics, you're probably going to get a lot of interference.
Yeah.
But if you're outdoors or just actually, all 9 videos that I did from the new products holiday event, all 9 of those videos were with the dual Larkbird system, and they worked great. And I think it was the fact that 90% of those gadgets were not using electronics to transmit.
Right.
So just keep that in mind, that if you're using it at a trade event, you could have mic
Use
trouble.
it at the outdoors trade shows, not the I mean like rustic night trade shows. That's perfect. Maybe CES, not so much. Too many high-tech things.
Exactly. And also the new product event was in a very big showroom with huge ceilings, which is not the way it is at PepCom.
Right.
PepCom is very low ceiling.
Yes. Yeah, that interference bounces around. We need to find the Homesteaders Convention. Maybe the Amish Convention. I think that we could find some great gadgets there.
The RV Convention.
Exactly. We need to find some places with less interference to keep this working. Okay, awesome. Fantastic.
Very good. Okay, and then finally, this started out as a Gadget Warehouse video, and then, the video is self-explanatory.
Okie dokie.
I was at the warehouse, and I came across this toilet seat called Early Choices, the adult and baby toilet seat. Okay, so I looked on my website, and it turns out I did this on the Giz Wiz show in 2009.
Wow.
So what is that? 2019, 13 years ago, May 13 years ago, so more than 13 years ago, back when there was no video, okay? So this was the idea here. I guess it's by Conceiva, okay, conceiva.com. And the object here is, instead of attaching a baby seat, This has a built-in baby seat, okay, that locks on to the adult seat. And then there are giant, I haven't taken them all, I just unpacked it. There are these giant bolts or nuts, whatever, that slide out. And after the child is, like in their 30s and they don't need a baby seat anymore, you can just disconnect that. Just slide this piece out and then lock it in again. And then you'll just have a normal toilet seat. And also it's one of those, this one doesn't work. Or maybe this has to be locked into it. Slow fall seat. However, it's not a slow fall seat. It may be that it's not attached to a toilet, okay? It was, back then, look at my notes, it was going to sell for $30. It was at the hardware show and it wasn't in the marketplace yet. And I followed the link to this company, which came up with a dead link. But I looked on Amazon and it's still a thing. This is from Mayfair. I don't know if they sold the patents or someone just lifted it. It's $48. It is slow close, and it has 14,800 reviews.
Wow.
And it got 4.7 stars. All right? So here's something that's been around for more than 13 years, and it's still a thing.
That is amazing. Holy moly.
Yeah. And what's interesting is I went to the name of the old company, and you can buy their name for $2,700. Okay. Yeah.
Did I spell this right?
Oh my God. Now. Oh, wait a minute. It's
gone up. Did I spell it right, though? Conceiva?
Wait a minute.
Because I did the same thing. I went,
it's CONCEVA.com.
CEVA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also you get the second clear toilet seat, which is kind of nice too.
CONCEVA.com?
That is correct. CONCEVA.com.
That one doesn't exist. That one.
Oh, well, when I did it, it said you want to buy it for $2,700.
Well, you can get the one spelled with an SI with $6,000.
Oh my God.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And actually the new one, or the one that I saw on Amazon, I was reading it more carefully, and they even made it a touch better. The baby seat is magnetic. And so it just locks to the lid. You don't. The one I have has two clips.
I see. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I can't believe 14,000 reviews, though.
Evidently,
I figured it out.
Onto something.
Here's your 2,000.
There you go. Yeah. So I hope Conceiva made some money selling the patents to somebody else, and
right.
Because it's a great idea.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
I think the fact that.
That is so funny. They're making a killing in domain names, at least.
Yes.
I highly doubt they're seeing any of that return, but
no, not at all.
Funny. Okay, well,
ladies and gentlemen, yes, that brings us to.
You know you don't need it, but you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it?
Okie dokie. We are back with another leftover gadgets.
Ooh.
Here is the gadget, just in case it rains on me inside here. So we're gonna take a look at this gadget from a video I recorded earlier. Hey Diggities, so we are back at it with leftover gadgets, and this gadget was left over from As Seen on TV, just last month's theme. And this is a sun shield for your car. If you want to keep your car cooler, you can pop this into the main windshield, and it should block some of the sun to make sure that your car is cooler. The nice thing about this is that it works very similar to an umbrella. I've had other sun shields in the past, and they've kind of popped out, been difficult to get back into its bag and stuff like that. And so I'm hoping that this sun shield is a lot easier to manage because it's basically just a large umbrella. So let's go ahead and open this up. It's pretty simple. We have a pleather carrying case, and then the gadget with a bit of stuff. I assume that I know how this works. Now this is a very long piece of Velcro. It just like keeps going and going. I'm gonna open it up inside here. Doesn't look like there's any release button. Okay, I see the release button. It's on the umbrella part itself. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Oh no, it's not. That's the release to bring it back in. So there we go. That is the sun shield itself. Then on the back here, it's a little hard to tell, but I have this button that I can press in, and then this should just fold back in on itself. There we go. And now I have a nice and compact sun shield. So it seems really nice, and I wanted to test a little bit on how effective it is at keeping my car cool. So I have devised a plan on how to test this. I'm going to turn on the AC in my car, get it to a constant 70-ish degrees, then turn off the AC and wait 10 minutes and see how hot my car gets. Then we're gonna do the same thing, bring the temperature back up to 70 degrees. This time put the sun shield in the window, wait 10 minutes and see where the temperature is at. So we're gonna do the first round of basically the control without the sun shield right now, and then we'll go out to the car and test the sun shield. Okay, so we've already done the first test. The car was at 70 degrees initially. After 10 minutes, the car heated up to 104 degrees. If you know Tesla's over cabin heat protection, that was turned off. So we're gonna do the same test, this time with this. First, let's actually get it in there. And I didn't think that this would be difficult. There we go. Okay, now it's there. And then I guess I put these down. Like so. My mirror is in the way, and the screen is in the way, so I can't really do much more than that. Okay, so I'm gonna let the cabin get back up to 70 degrees. Then we're gonna turn off all AC and wait 10 minutes and see what the heat of the car is like. Okay, so the test is done, and the final number is that it is 108 degrees in here. Definitely feels like that. So it's actually 4 degrees hotter than without the sunshade. So not really sure if this is a super useful gadget. For people who swear by these things, it is definitely easier than other ones I've used in the past. Now, as for science sake, the weather really hasn't changed at all. We've done it very close in time, and there isn't a cloud in the sky. So there wasn't like a moment where like a cloud covered over the car and caused a different situation. So I'm not really sure if this is worth it. Back to you guys in the studio. Okay, so my scientific experiment wasn't very scientific, I know. And I hope you're able to see what number you're supposed to look at in my screenshots. But yeah, it ended up being 4 degrees hotter. My car does have a panoramic roof, so there's a lot of glass that the sun can get into. And in general, I feel like these work. I was hoping to show like, wow, it really kept it like 20 degrees cooler. But it didn't. In specifically my car, there's that big screen. So this would smack the screen, and then it didn't really fit underneath the mirror. It just didn't really work in my car. But if you have a car and you like these things, normally, gosh, there's like pop-up, you covered like a green screen that you would pop out and it had like a metal ring.
Yes.
That's normally what people would use. And then you have to like fold it and like origami to get it to fit back together. So this is definitely a lot easier than that. In terms of cost, by the way, I forgot to mention the brand name is Brella Shield, windshield sunshade. So if we search for that on Amazon, there's a whole bunch of options. $12 ones, $25 ones. They're all over the place in terms of cost. This one looks like the actual manufacturer here, because that's the box that I have. So $17, 15,000 reviews. And the reviews are mixed, I would say. I got a few more 1 stars than I would want. In general, I feel like it would work. I'm just kind of shocked that it didn't exactly work for my situation. Usable, not perfect, but better than others. It's kind of how I feel like. It's not perfect, but it is kind of better. A lot of people's is breaking. It has a lot more moving parts than other devices in this category. So there you go. Another leftover gadget, the Brella Shield. We'll see what we get next episode.
You know what I'm amazed is with how the technology in cars is so amazing. Dennis and I, when we used to go to the Miami Boat Show, we would go to the yacht division.
Yeah.
And what they have on yachts is you enter a room on a yacht, and it's like an incredible open space.
Yeah.
And with glass walls. But when you turn the walls into rooms by hitting a button, and the clear glass just fogs up and becomes a wall.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And I'm wondering
yes.
why aren't windshields that way? That when you leave the car,
that's a good question.
Or your sunroof, just hit make
opaque.
Make this a sunshade.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe it takes
I'm not
too much
sure.
power.
Yeah, maybe there's some like people are worried about it doing that while you're driving.
Oh man, that could be
some
not
type of
that button.
Don't hit the opaque button. I can't see.
I thought you said open. You said opaque.
Right. Yeah, so I could see that.
Maybe for the roof.
Yeah, definitely. And
but you're
for the
right.
sunroof or whatever.
That would be a disaster if that happened.
I'm surprised that more cars don't have a quickly cool down the car option as you're walking up to it, because I do that all the time. The Tesla has an awesome feature that it has LTE in the car, and so I can use my app on my phone to turn on the AC when I know that I'm paying the bill, or when I'm finished checking out at the grocery store. I can just quickly open up the app, hit start, and by the time I finish and walk out to the car, it's amazing. Even if I'm able to, it takes a little while. So even if I'm like in the middle of walking out to the car, if I hit it, even just 30 seconds of the AC running without anyone in there is a huge help. And I wish that more cars had that on their, some do, on their remote fobs. Triple hit the button or whatever, start up the engine and blast the AC. Because I think that would kind of eliminate the use for let the car heat up, just be able to cool it down kind of quickly. It's kind of cool. So anyway, Until that happens, until everyone buys new cars, you have your sunshade option. Cool. With that, let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget
Warehouse. Still haven't figured out, by the way, why this has such a long... Why is this Velcro so long? I can't...
Yes, it's
imagine.
Because...
It just keeps going and going.
I thought you said someone figured out why.
No, I can't figure it out. I forgot to. I've never been able to figure it out. Anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting the warehouse. Go ahead, Dickie D.
Okay, so Jeff is sending us another video. Jeff and his son Adam. Jeff writes, a couple of weeks ago, I sent in the world's smallest Atari 2600 video game. Today, I think I topped that.
Ooh.
I was channel surfing one night and came across the QVC shopping channel, and they were promoting the world's smallest TV with clips from famous shows. Let's watch Jeff and Adam's video.
Hey, Dickie D and Chad, it's Jeff from New York. You remember a couple of weeks ago, I showed you the world's smallest Atari? Well, that was really 1978 ago. So I upgraded and got something very similar. It's the world's smallest TV, tiny TV. And as you can see, it's one of my favorite all-time movies, especially former summer blockbuster, Jaws. So
Can you
let me
watch
show you
all
how
that?
it works.
Oh, there.
This is the box. As you can see, there's some graphics. World's smallest TV. It shows some clips, which I'll demonstrate. Here's the world's smallest remote control.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Volume, channel up, and of course, power. Let's turn it on. And as you can see, it's
Is that the
turning on.
FBI
It has
warning?
sound. Looks like an old-fashioned TV with rabbit ears. And there's Jaws. And it doesn't play the entire movie. It just plays clips of the show, which you'll see in a minute. Universal. And I can change the channel, which I'll demonstrate to do now.
That poor little speaker's trying as hard as it can.
Yes.
Of the movie. There's the shark. You can see a lot of clips, and my favorite part is turning it off. We got color bars. So it's the tiny TV. And it comes in different varieties. There's Back to the Future. There's actually a newer version with Friends, the TV show Friends. And just to name a few, you could search for it online. I did get this at QVC because they were the only ones that had Jaws. They also had, for Trekkies out there, they did have Star Trek. So that's what it is. Here's the remote control. And another item to add to my shelf of all-time replica gadgets. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day. Take
Luckily,
care.
the shelf doesn't need to be very big.
No, exactly.
It can be a very small shelf. Keep your collection
And Jeff,
on.
if you're still in the chat room, does it have a headphone jack? Because that poor speaker was
It's really
straining.
It was struggling. It was definitely struggling.
Now, on Amazon, I found just one. It was a little cheaper. It was $21. They carry Friends in a totally different TV.
It's more of like a 90s TV.
Yes, exactly.
Too.
Exactly.
gosh.
So it's kind of fun that they come in different. Like Batman comes in a console.
Oh my gosh.
That is bizarre.
I wonder how hard it would be to put a actual receiver into one of these nowadays. Obviously, it'd have to be the new digital receivers. Think you can actually make a tiny television that gets broadcast
Wow.
TV?
I just know from buying little security cameras that A 7-inch monitor is like $80, and nowadays you can almost get a 40-inch TV for Insignia for $100.
Right.
The smallest monitor I ever saw was 3 inches, and that had video in, so you could feed anything to it. But what are we talking about here? First of all, Jeff said no headphone jack.
Oh no, yeah. That's so funny. A lot of people, including myself, still watch TV over broadcast waves.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Did you realize that?
I know that you can get all the major channels.
Yeah, I mean, you still get CBS, ABC.
Yeah.
A few others. It's fantastic because now it's pretty trivial to buy an adapter for a antenna and plug it into a computer. And then using software like Plex, you can just DVR all of those broadcast channels. It's fantastic. I am a big fan of the reality TV show Big Brother. It's on CBS.
Okay.
Broadcast television. Hook up an antenna pointing in the direction of the broadcast station, and it's better than Netflix.
Crispy
you just
bacon
get it from it. You don't have to buy it. It's amazing. Yeah. It's incredible, actually. And same thing with it's free. And then also if there's like really, really breaking news, if they cut in. You'll have that on the television and stuff like that. So broadcast over the air TV, definitely not dead. It's kind of the best part of cord cutting. You get some great stuff when and the quality is really improved because it switched to digital.
No, absolutely, yeah.
10 years ago or wherever that was. So even when it rains and stuff, I can get pretty good signal on it and stuff like that. Okay, thanks Jeff and Adam for the video. That's fantastic.
They will get the current issue of Mad Magazine, and we're always looking for more videos. Okay, little video. Anything to do with a gadget that you bought in love, like we just saw from Jeff and Adam, or a gadget you bought in hate, a gadget you have in the cellar. We love those best. Old technology videos. It's so much fun where 20 years ago we thought, oh my gosh, is that possible that I can carry 100 songs in my pocket? So just make sure you use horizontal format, and we can hear you and see the product, and you don't have to be in it if you don't want to be. Make a little video, 1 to 3 minutes, put it up on YouTube. There's a drop-down menu, click unlisted, and send us the URL that you get from YouTube, okay? And that goes to Giz Wiz. What is on
mail at Giz Wiz. I was slow on the
at gizwiz.tv. We haven't done the show in a week, so we forget. Mail at gizwiz.tv.
We're still getting into it, folks. Yeah. Okay, with that, let's move on to the letter. Woo!
Our email is from Lawrence Wengler, Wengler. The subject is cybersecurity site. Hi, Dickie D and Chad. Love the show. You guys are a lot of fun to watch. Amazon and the National Cybersecurity Alliance have a new website with fun videos and great information on cybersecurity. And he puts the link there. I did check it out. It seems like there are ads. I'm not quite sure, but there are informational videos there. Check it out. Share it with your viewers. Cheers, Lawrence Wengler. And I will put this. I don't know. Is that an ad or is that just? Warnings.
I have no idea. I think this is just warnings. I mean, trained to be an internet bodyguard. Or we can play the film. How long is this film? It's only a minute long.
Hi, Mike.
Okay.
Hey, Janice. Just here to protect you from cyber criminals.
Hi, Tessa.
Is this an ad? They have like...
That's what I don't know.
Do
not give that shady
all these
website
people
your
are so
password.
famous.
Did he get fish?
What is going on?
Cyber criminals.
We got this.
Always do.
What?
I got the cat.
Is this some like... You know how like either the tobacco company had to like pay for anti-tobacco ads?
Yes.
This is what this feels like. Some like government forced like a video on how to... This is kind of absurd because it's making... I feel like it's making people think... This is what people are going to expect with cybersecurity? I think this is just confusing people, not actually helping them.
Okay, hon.
Protect yourself before you connect yourself.
Visit protectconnect.com to learn more.
Oh,
What is
okay. It is Amazon, and I did look up National Cybersecurity. It's a 501 nonprofit corporation, and funded partly by Amazon. I guess they thought if we make wacky, wild movies, people will get the message.
I guess. I mean, I do appreciate it because I think that most common folks, if you know, I see this all the time, even on like headline news stuff. You know, so-and-so was hacked by blah, 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 blah. And you go in and the hacking was that they trusted a text, you know, they trusted a phishing text message, or they trusted an email that said reset your password or whatever. They fell for like the easiest scam in the book, which is phishing. I felt when I was 13 years old, I fell for it on RuneScape. I lost my RuneScape account because I fell for a phishing thing.
Wow.
But so, you know, teaching people about these relatively simple attacks that you can avoid by basically doing nothing. Or I guess if you have, you know, this is saying use a password wizard. That's a great option because you want to have not the same password across all things. I saw kind of in there two-factor authentication.
I guess it is learning stuff. And it's just trying to make it something that I guess people who watch MTV will watch.
Right.
Because there's a lot of action and quick cuts.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
this is more... I can't tell actually who's the market for this, because I kind of feel like most young people, I feel like, kind of get it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't get it.
I think
shocked by
young
that, too.
techie people get it.
Yes,
but
true.
Maybe the average doesn't.
Right.
I mean, I fell for that scam 15 years ago. Become a podcaster and make $1 million.
I think we're both still falling for that scam right now, in fact. I mean, and they're getting so sophisticated now where, you know, I've gotten text messages that it makes me, you know, like, wait a second. Because it'll say like, oh, your Amazon package, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, I just placed an Amazon order yesterday. You know? Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a second. And then that would make sense. It is, sometimes it's a total miss. You know, it'll say, your Bank of America account has blah, blah. I'm like, well, I don't have a Bank of America account.
Exactly. And I always love a scam that starts with, hello, dear.
Right.
FedEx has lost your package. Usually FedEx doesn't start their emails with hello, dear. And I love that they capitalize like every third word.
Right. You know, right. They just know that will look good. You know, capitalize some letters in there. It'll look professional.
Yes, exactly.
I've definitely gotten the weird, stuff from PayPal or wherever. Your payment didn't go through, or someone's trying to pay you money. Click here.
Yes. And the big one is we're glad that you just ordered the new Apple so-and-so.
Right.
Your card will be billed $1,800 in the next 12 hours. If you did not make this purchase, call this number.
Yes, exactly. The perfect ones are the ones where you go, what? I didn't do that. It'll say, thank you for your recent purchase of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, I did not buy that thing. It gets you a little angry, a little indignant. I'm like, I didn't do that. Anyway, this is cool. So you can go to protectconnect.com, protectconnect.com. Send it to someone who you think will be entranced by the fast cuts, the fancy actors and actresses, and who also needs to turn on two-factor authentication. That's I guess that's who it's intended for. I wonder how much, it's interesting that Amazon is a co-partner in this, right? 501c3, kind of get that. Amazon as well. How much money do you think Amazon loses to scammers like this with upset customers? Does it?
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm wondering if Amazon says, if we sink $1 million into this, hiring some fancy actors and video editors, will we save more than $1 million?
Oh, that's interesting.
If we put in some money into this, are we going to save that on the back end by educating people? I could see that as well. Well, I want to say thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/Giz Wiz. By the way, don't go anywhere because we're going to find out what the heck was it and what the heck is it for next month. But I do want to take this moment and say thank you so much to our patrons for your support. I really, really, really appreciate it. We really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting every single episode. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to give back, please consider giving back over at patreon.com/Giz Wiz. That's where you can support. Or you can head on over to gizwiz.tv. Click on the Patreon tab at the top of the website. There'll be a big banner there. You can follow that banner to our Patreon page. Or there is a link to PayPal if you want to give via PayPal. However you give, thank you so much for your support. Head on over to gizwiz.tv. That's where you can watch the show live every Thursday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern Time. I think after this, we're back on schedule. Is that?
I have a change at the end of the month.
Okay. So we got, check out the website. At the top of the website, there'll be a schedule change bar at the top so you can see when we record next. It's generally every Thursday. Next Thursday, we should be good to go. So check there. Head on over to gizwiz.biz. That's Sticky D's website where he writes up articles about all of the gadgets that we cover. Gizwiz.biz. And I'm excited because we found out what the heck was it last week. But not really, because I wasn't here. So I'm going to click, scroll down. 1 second, I didn't click it. I missed. Click, scroll. There we go. Okay, so I'm somewhere down here trying to find the old gadget.
No, go the other way.
Oh no. I saw it. Darn it. I really didn't know what this one was.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had scrolled far enough. So this was the what the heck was it?
Yes.
My best guess was that this held batteries. I thought this was some battery compartment and that cutout was some type of light. So I was thinking it was like some hanging light thing.
Okay. So a lot of people took the guess at light, a reading light. 3 people knew it exactly.
Oh, wow.
And if you go back up, you can see what it is. Actually, it works great. I mean, you don't want to have it up on companies there. It's now that sometimes you buy a mega roll of toilet paper and it's too big to go in the holder.
I might need this.
I'm using it.
I have a weird issue. It's not the mega rolls. Mega rolls will fit between the the spinning, the axle and the wall. That's fine. My issue is that the pegs that hold the spinny bit, they flare out. They're like a, almost like a chess piece.
Oh, and so the whole thing pops out?
And so near the edge, so they hold on to the spinny axle thing, and then they go down and flare out, but they flare out in all directions. So near the wall, it actually is really wide, and so the toilet paper holder actually is the thing that bumps into the roll, and it does not matter if it's a mega roll or whatever. It's just a horrible design. I just need to replace the whole thing, I think. But this looks great. So you hang it. Is it meant for mega rolls, or is it meant for people who don't like changing?
You can hang whatever you want on it. The two little clips go over the edge of your existing toilet paper roll holder, and then it has its own holder that slides through the middle of the roll.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some of the clever answers.
Shopping bag handle, got a lot of those. I love this one. Hands-free harmonica holder, keeps the harmonica right over your mouth. Whitening device, hooks behind your ears, whiten your teeth. I love this. Snack eating trough for humans.
Oh, I need that. Yeah.
Yeah. Candle to be burned at both ends. I thought that was clever. Tug-of-war meter for small animals.
Oh, that's great. Oh, my gosh.
Billiard table light for a dollhouse. People are very funny. Houseplant grow light.
Oh, yeah.
Futuristic binoculars. You hook them to your head with the two chains on your ears. Another one, over-the-ear book light. And I like this one. A vacuum necklace. It catches and sucks up crumbs while you eat.
That is actually probably a great Kickstarter product.
That is.
Yeah.
Vacuum mouth.
Brent, you need to patent that right now, actually. That's fantastic. Okay, so here is the new... What the heck is it? Okay. Well, quite a gadget there. But I think I know what this is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, just right off the bat, this is a way to warm your hot dogs. You just stick them in one side, warms them up. It's like a easy bake oven, but for hot dogs specifically.
Okay.
If you think you know what this is, get a guess in. GizWiz.biz. That happens every 2 months. Last 2 months, over 100 people responded. I think I read that in your blog post.
Yes.
So get a guess in over at GizWiz.biz. 6 Mad Magazines for correct answers. 12 Mad Magazines for funny, clever, hilarious, or interesting answers. So get a guess in over at GizWiz.biz. That about wraps it up for our show. We'll see you next week.
I'll be here.